Okay, hello everybody. I think we are live. Hi. Do let me know if you're watching this in the chat if you're watching live, and hello as well to anyone that may be watching this back, assuming it all goes well and stays up on the channel. So this is gonna be another live stream. First one of the new year, actually, isn't it? First one of 2022. So yeah, great. Yeah, I just felt like doing another live stream, and I thought I needed a sort of a theme for it, because like the other ones I've done recently, they seem to go down quite well if there's like a theme attached, rather than just being like a rambling, sprawling, sort of improvised, live stream. Just ask me anything, whatever, questions. It never goes down too well if you just sort of don't have a topic to stick to. So yeah, for this. We are going to be travelling across the UK, everybody, and possibly even the globe as well, depending on sort of what we pick for this. It's going to be a bit interactive. Yeah, and we're going to be doing it all from the comfort of our own homes. So basically, we are going to be travelling to Doctor Who filming locations from the comfort of our own homes via this lovely thing here, Google Earth. Yeah, I literally came up with this idea this evening, not long before the stream started. I was like, yeah, this would be good. Because yeah, you always want something for these streams. You always want something that's a bit interactive, a bit visual as well, a bit visually interesting. And yes, I think this will tick those boxes. So basically, if you don't know what Google Earth is, I'm assuming people probably do. But the whole idea with this is that, you can travel around the world, the UK, wherever. I don't know where we are at the moment. Where's this? No idea where we are. But yeah, you can zoom in and then, there's a railway line or something there. Whatever, and you can sort of look at stuff. This might not be too good an example, but if you head to a city, like if we were going to head to London, for example, like this, and it sort of flies over very nicely. Obviously the capital city of the UK. We have got a lot of 3D buildings instantly coming up when we zoom in, and so this is the idea that when we go, and there's the River Thames there, when we go to some of these locations, hopefully there will be this sort of 3D environment to explore, and we'll be able to look at some of these locations as if viewing them in the flesh, with a certain degree of sort of, suspension of disbelief there. But yeah, we're basically going to be just looking at Doctor Who film locations in this manner. It's the second best thing to viewing them in the flesh. And there's St Paul's. In fact, there's one to begin with. St Paul's Cathedral in London. Just found that at random. I think my computer fans are actually whirring a bit. That's the other thing with this. I don't know, sort of in terms of bandwidth and stuff, if it's going to hold up particularly well. Because obviously I'm streaming and I'm also loading up 3D maps and stuff, which, is going to take up a bit of bandwidth and stuff. But there we go. We'll just see how it goes, and if it's not looking too good, then maybe we'll have to have a rethink. But yeah, if we go around St Paul's, we have at random our first location. So obviously the steps here where the Cybermen, they come down those steps in the Series 8 finale, don't they? In the invasion itself, oh yeah, maybe is the invasion there as well, or is it sort of, I think it's like down this is it this bit here? Oh, well, I know this is the bit where they do the mystery reveal, isn't it? And yeah, I think this is where they have the invasion Cybermen as well, isn't it? Because then they sort of cross over the bridge here as well, and well, they don't cross over it, but like the photos of them are sort of from this point here, sort of looking up with a cathedral in the background, a bit like that. Obviously, suspension of disbelief and all that sort of stuff, because it's not the real thing, but it's close enough. So there we go. But I have neglected the chat, so I'm just going to take a quick look at the chats. Let's just leave up that lovely image of St Paul's there, and fingers crossed everything goes okay, my computer doesn't explode or something. Hello, please do make yourself known in the chat if you are here. Please do say hello. One other thing as well, I believe I have super chats enabled. I think I have done for a while now, but I've never sort of mentioned it on the channel. If you want to do a super chat, I mean, there's no pressure or anything, but I would not say no. So if you want to give that a go and have a nice little highlighted message pop up in the chat, that would be very nice indeed. No pressure, but if that's your thing, then I would very much appreciate it. So who have we got in the chat? We have got, I think before the stream started, we had the Monster of Monsters, Epsilon. Don't know if you guys are here now as well, but we've also got Alex Rooney. Hello, Lewis Frisbee, Mark, who was just in time because he was shopping. Timothy Like Head. Hello, Matt Clark. Hello, Sam Fowler. I was doing Doctor Who Geogussa earlier. What does that mean? Is that a thing that I'm not aware of? Please let me know in the chat if so. Got a bit of chat and stuff. Some suggestions. Alex Rooney, let's go to Liverpool's Albert Dock. Yep, we're going to be going there today. Definitely the Liverpool ones. Do drop your suggestions into the chat for anywhere that you would like to go today. The world's your oyster, and I'll be quite happy within reason to take you there. We'll go to some Doctor Who locations and just see what floats about, really. Doctor Who fan, hello. Something to chill out to after a good long day at work. Very pleased to hear it. Some great stuff. London Eye, Big Ben. Canada Square. A spam message. That's interesting. Esri Moshi, hello. So, yeah, we've got the Liverpool locations listed there from Alex. Very nice. Lavish Isles, hello. I think I've said hello to everybody now. So, yeah. Please also like the video if you're enjoying it. That's very good. And without further ado, let's go to Liverpool. I guess let's do it. Why not? And just see what we can find. So obviously, this is the most recent series of Doctor Who that we're thinking about here. What a fantastic effect this is. Oh, hang on. No, it's taking us to like a Liverpool thing in London. No, that's not right. Liverpool. Is that going to work? Yes, I think so. Yeah. Obviously Liverpool featured heavily. It's not going to take me there. Come on. In Doctor Who Flux, the most recent series, it's where the companion Dan hails from, and also John Bishop, the actor who plays him. If we just tilt this down a bit, and I'm conscious as well that I might have sort of overseas viewers that aren't too familiar with these locations, or even viewers from the UK that aren't too familiar with them. So. It's a good chance to sort of get to know them that way if you're not familiar with them. Liverpool is somewhere that I've been a couple of times. I went once in the summer of last year, so once the filming had taken place, but before Flux had been on TV, obviously, just to take a look at some of the places they'd used, just to sort of get an advanced sort of notice of that, really. I think let's begin with. I'm trying to think the earliest one of these that we see. So I think the earliest bit of actual Liverpool we see, it's the museum, isn't it, of Liverpool in the Halloween apocalypse, which is down here. No, it's not. Sorry, it's this one. They look similar. Sorry. So it's right on the waterfront here. In fact, this will be a familiar sight to anyone that's seen Flux, because obviously you get that lovely shot right at the start of episode 1 where it like does that zoom in, and then we come into the window and it's like we meet John Bishop inside, and we fade inside there. So yeah, this is that building, Museum of Liverpool, a real place that you can visit. We've got the steps here that Dan and Diane walk down, and then it's sort of at this spot here, with these buildings in the background here. And I believe one of them is the Pierhead building. A bit rusty on that, but I think that's right. And the two birds there on the top, which are obviously very famous from Liverpool. So this is the spots or roundabouts where that iconic and infamous exchange between the two of them takes place where we have Dan saying, "What's the point of being alive?" and all that sort of stuff. Oops. Oh, we're now in Street View. I was not expecting that. Okay, but I'll run with it. Oh, so in fact, when this was taken, which is there a way of finding out when it was taken? Probably, but there we go. March 2014, apparently. Yeah, when this image was taken, street imagery, the museum wasn't actually. Well, I think it probably was accessible, but this part of it, this entrance, wasn't accessible. But yeah, this is where all that stuff takes place. So right on the waterfront. Yeah, a nice little spot. Now we have the steps there. Maybe let's just exit Street View. And I'll move back to sort of the wider bird's eye view there. So, next up we had, I guess that the next bit of actual Liverpool, I think there is some mention in the chat, yeah, from Alex Rooney. Anfield Stadium was used, yeah, in Flux, but it wasn't filmed there. Yes, there were some parts of Liverpool in the Halloween Apocalypse and beyond in Flux that were just Cardiff doubling as Liverpool. It wasn't actual Liverpool. But yeah, in terms of actual Liverpool, the next location they used was again... oh, we're inside a building. That's not going to happen. Hang on. Crikey, what's happened there? Help. Oh, it's a little matrixy. Right, yeah. The next bit was again actually the Museum of Liverpool. It was this... I guess this is like the main entrance to it here, which is where in Once Upon a Time, in that dream sequence with Dan and Diane, this is where he like brings her the coffee. She like exits out here, and then they meet here and have a little walkabout thing. And then they go to, I think it's called St. Luke's Church. Let's try it and see if we can get there. Bombed out church, yeah. Moment of truth. Is this going to work? Yes. That is fantastic, isn't it? That's a cool effect. Yeah, so this is where... Zoom in again. They then go afterwards, where he like passes her the cup of coffee, and then it all sort of... Everything changes, basically, in an instant. A bit like with Donna in Forest of the Dead. How close can we get? Yeah, this is pretty close enough, isn't it? Oh, we're in Street View now. No, don't think so. Yeah, this is where they then have a little walk. I think they start at this end over here and move over there. I went to this one. I saw it from the outside like this when I was in Liverpool last year, but I think because it was COVID and stuff. Oh, hang on. Can we get out of this? The actual... No, what's going on here? Help. The actual... maybe if we move over here. The actual church wasn't open to the public. I think usually it's got a cafe or something inside it. How do I get out of this? No. What is going on? Ah, no. This is the last thing I wanted to happen on this stream. How do I, like... No. Oh, I'm in space now. Okay, this is very weird. How do I just get out of this? Zoom out. Just literally just... Right, let's... Hang on. There we go. I think it's fixed. Yeah, so that is the location they used there. As it says, it's a... Hang on, why are we on like a tilt all of a sudden? This is very weird. I was not expecting... Oh, is it because north isn't not in the right place? I think that's why. Yeah, there we go. So it's a bombed out church. Yeah, I believe the history of it was bombed out in one of the World Wars, World War II, I guess. So yeah, there's that. I will just have a quick look at the chat, see what's going on. Geo, how you say it, is a game where you put in a location and guess where it is, and there is a Doctor Who map. Oh, I'll have to have a look at that, some fella. Thank you for that information there. Very interesting. Yeah, hello, Sam Anson. Yeah, the steps Diane and Diane sit on. We'll go there in just a minute. Alex Rooney, I hope we get to see more of Liverpool in the specials, though I'm 90% certain all of the Liverpool filming stuff has been used. Yeah, I believe that is the case, sadly. It's a bit of a shame that we didn't get to see more of actual Liverpool in the series. But to be honest, we saw, I think, compared to like Sheffield, for instance, where it featured sort of very briefly in episodes 1 and 4 of Series 11, compared to that, we've done pretty well, really. And apparently they were going to go to actual Anfield as well, had it not been for the pandemic and everything going on. So that's a little fun thing to know as well. I think, Jamie Magnus Stone, I think it is, isn't he, the director from Flux, said that in a Doctor Who magazine interview fairly recently. So, you will see now, we've got the bombed out church there in the foreground. Then just over here, we have the Metropolitan Cathedral that some people in the chat have been mentioning, which is the next place that Dan and Diane go to. So I had actually been to this one. It was the only one, one of the locations I'd actually sort of been to properly and visited properly, before it was filmed. In fact, I even did a tweet like back in the day of the inside. It's got a very striking interior and exterior. And I did a tweet with a photo of the inside saying, look, this would be a great Doctor Who location, like a spaceship or something. It's like quite a modern building, as you can probably tell from the exterior. It has all this funky stained glass and stuff inside. So yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. And really quite impressive building. And these are the steps, where Dan and Diane sit. Hang on, are we in Street View now? No. What's going on? Yeah, there's like the view there from it. Oops, the Matrix again. No. Oh, I see you're on ground level view, I think. Right, that explains it. Yeah, so there are the steps and things. Maybe we go on Street View for this one. Yeah, there we go. This is it. And as some people in the chat have said, I believe this is quite close to some of the university buildings for the various Liverpool universities. In fact, I know it is because I saw some of them when I was there in the summer of last year. Yes, there we go. It's a very striking building and a very cool location. So I'm glad they used that one, and it has a pretty cool view as well down from the cathedral. I mean, if this button's going to work, there we go. Yeah, particularly if you're sort of up on those steps where Dan and Diane are. And you look down there, a particularly cool view down there with the standard cathedral visible in the background there. So there we go in Liverpool. Let us just see what the chat is saying. Alex Rooney has the opening shot of Liverpool from the Halloween Apocalypse as his PC wallpaper. Fantastic. Some foul that one paving slab where the Torchwood Underground base is. Do you mean in Liverpool? Torchwood Liverpool, that'd be fun. Oh wow, Alex Rooney, yeah, you were there at the filming. Was that for the museum? I'm sorry, I'm a bit behind on the chat. But yeah, there we go. I've got some people telling me what I should have done when I was stuck. There we go. So there we go. Yeah, and some chat about the Metropolitan Cathedral as well. Let's complete the set then of Liverpool locations by going to St George's Hall, which appeared very briefly. You perhaps sort of wouldn't have known that this building was the building we see on screen because you don't see it in its entirety. You just see like a tiny bit of it. But while I'm here as well, actually, this is the Lime Street station. and there's some aerial footage of this that features with the Sontarans sort of marching about in the Vanquishers. You see this very kind of iconic outline of the roof of the station there. In fact, you also see some of the shopping centre. It's called Liverpool 1, I think. Whereabouts is it? I have been there. It is somewhere. Yeah, it's here, isn't it? This bit here. We're probably not going to get too close to... Oh, no, it's not that bit, is it? Is it? Or maybe it is. Is that the bit I mean? Yeah, I think it might be, actually. Like where you have the walkways and stuff. And they had some footage of Sontarans superimposed over this as well. But in terms of the final actual building, if we just go back over here. So yeah, it's St George's Hall here. You see it if you get a train to Liverpool and come to the station over here. You sort of see it straight away. Oh, we're on ground level now. Oops. I guess we'll just roll with it. Yeah, so we're now in Liverpool station. Just because. And if we can just get out of it, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Arrows. Yeah, very, very nice. No, wrong way. Help. Hang on, what are we doing? These buttons are not particularly intuitive, are they? Come on. Okay, let's forget that. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Right. Sort of. We're back in the Matrix again. But, let's just exit ground level view, I think. So, yeah, basically, once you exit the station, you see St George's Hall over here, this big building with pillars, and this is where the filming took place for survivors of the flux, when Jericho, Yaz and Dan are sort of looking for Williamson. They sort of walk along the steps with the pillars and stuff, sort of somewhere around here. And yeah, that's it for all of the Liverpool ones. So yeah, quite interesting to look at those and to see them spread out across the city. And we'll perhaps as well look at some of the places in Liverpool just out of interest. Some of the places that they doubled for were using elsewhere, like Anfield Stadium and stuff, just to see those equivalents. We have 27 viewers watching, I think, or something like that. Please do like the video if you're enjoying this, and make yourself known in the chats, and feel free to leave a super chat if that is your thing. So let's next go to Anfield and just take a look at where John Bishop's character Dan lives. Obviously, yeah, as people have said, this wasn't actually in the show itself. Anfield Stadium, here we go. But they sort of superimposed it into a street in Cardiff. In fact, that street in Cardiff has its own funny story behind it. Maybe we'll get onto that later. But yeah, I think I have looked at this briefly before, and I think the street it's meant to be, because it doesn't match up exactly the street in Cardiff, but it's an okay match. I think it's meant to sort of be maybe like, I don't know. It's like this. No, is there a street here? No, I don't think it is it? Or like one of these streets? Because it's like, these streets do look a bit like it, but obviously it's running sort of vertically like that, but then with the stadium at the end of it, at the back. I can't quite remember. Maybe it's on the other side. Maybe it's like, oh yeah, I think, is it this one here? Yeah, I think it's meant to be this street here, isn't it? Because you see the Liverpool badge It's this side, isn't it? Yeah. So this is where Dan Street is meant to be. A fairly good match, to be honest, all things considering. Oh yeah, Albert Dock. Don't forget. Yeah, thank you, Alex. I'll go there in a minute. Sam Fowler's picked up a Sensorite set for 13 quid at B&M. Very, very nice. So, something like that. Petition for the pasty shop in Liverpool Station to appear in Doctor Who. I think Alex was at this filming for St. Luke's. Cool. Yeah, keep the message coming in the chat. I'll take a look when I have a spare moment. And please, like if you're enjoying this. So that's Anfield. I'm trying to think as well. We've got the dock to look at. Oh yeah, Lark Lane. Lark Lane is mentioned in. Here we go. In the Halloween Apocalypse, it's where Dan is meant to be meeting Diane for their date. I have done a bit of research on it. I believe it's meant to be like a fairly upmarket street in Liverpool with lots of nice restaurants and stuff on it. And the interesting thing about it, I think, it's the other end. The interesting thing about it is that obviously they arranged to meet on the corner of Lark Lane, which is doubled as by a street in Cardiff. It's not the actual corner of Lark Lane. But the interesting thing is that actually the bit of Cardiff that they use, the street in Cardiff, if we just go to Street View, here we go. It's not actually that dissimilar to the real corner of Lark Lane, specifically this corner here. So Lark Lane is down here into the distance with all the cars. And this, well, obviously this is the corner, and there's this building here, which is slightly obscured by trees, but it's pretty similar to that building that Diane is sort of waiting outside, at the end of the Halloween Apocalypse, and then she sort of gets sucked inside by Swarm and Azure, and ends up in passenger, obviously. So that's Lark Lane on that, yeah. So it's a fairly good match. Which is a funny little thing. Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily expect it to be, but it is. So that's nice. You've got a suggestion as well to go to the entrance to the real life Williamson tunnels. That would be a good one to do. Let's go there next. Actually, let's go there next. I think if we just put in Williamson tunnels, I guess it'll take us there. Oh wow. Yeah, these are always really cool, these effects. Okay, so let's just look at the context of where we are. So, yeah, so that's the Metropolitan Cathedral over here on the left, top left corner where we were earlier, where Dan and Diane sit on the steps. So it's not too far away from there by the looks of things. I'm trying to work out now whether I've walked near here, because I've walked. Here we. So these are the university buildings here, I think, aren't they? I've sort of walked on the university campus, and so it's sort of just above there, really, isn't it? Just a bit further up this way. Presumably the sort of, I don't know. Is the building work here related to the tunnels, or just related to other stuff? Well, unrelated, basically. I don't know, but. We've got a result here for the Williamson Tunnels Heritage Centre. This bit here. Oh, and I see. Is this one of them? Oh no, that's the. Hang on, this is the train line, isn't it? I don't think that's related to Williamson Tunnels. But it sort of looks a bit like them. And then there was another result somewhere else, wasn't there? For the Friends of Williamson Tunnels, or Williamson Tunnels, there, wasn't it? So it was somewhere in this general area, I think. I mean, Alex, if you know more about this than I do, then please do feel free to chip in. I think they are free to enter, I think. Yeah. I'd like to go there as well, just to see what they're like. I mean, I've been in sort of caves underneath certain cities before and stuff like that, but yeah, nevertheless, just to see what the real life Williamson Tunnels are like would be very cool indeed. Very cool indeed. So I think that is everything in Liverpool apart from, and we might as well, while we're here, this is just turning into a Liverpool stream now, we might as well go to the 2 Forbidden Planets in Liverpool as well, just to tick them off the list. So we have, sort of not too far away from any of these locations, really. I mean, in fact, it's very close to the bombed out church. That's the bombed out church there. And then it's just down this street here. I remember this because I stumbled upon it when I was doing my sort of Liverpool location hunt back in July last year, whenever it was. Street view, here we go. Yes, there's the church up there. And then literally Forbidden Planets, with some lovely graffiti on it, is right next to it. Or not quite right next to it, but on the adjoining streets. That's one of them. Forbidden Planet also has Worlds Apart, which I've walked past but never been in. It's basically like a chain of Forbidden Planet International, which has got a different name. Presumably it's got a different name just because of there being like another Forbidden Planet in Liverpool already. Not quite sure what the story or the score with all that is, to be honest. Is this the right place? Yeah, there we go. Yes, that's very close to the station, actually, isn't it? And St George's Hall, of course, the location over there. Yeah, not quite sure why there are 2 Forbidden Planets in Liverpool. Maybe someone can help me out with that. I'm assuming it's just because, like, the 2 sort of divisions of Forbidden Planet sort of just by accident sort of both opened a branch in Liverpool or something like that. I don't know. We've got a suggestion about going to the Sarah Jane Adventures house. Yeah, we'll go there. Sure. Any other suggestions about places we could go from Doctor Who? Feel free to leave them in the chat. This is not just a stream based in Liverpool. We are going to go further afield than Liverpool, I promise. Jared, hello. Susanna Emily, hello. Anyone else here? Let me know in the chat. I'll read your name and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, just let me know what I've got to say. So, I think we've got a few comments about Forbidden Planet. Apparently, it's Alex went there. I'm assuming the first one, the ForbiddenPlanet.com, when he was waiting for the filming to start setting up at Luke's cathedral, Luke's church, whatever it's called, St Luke's bombed out church. That one, yeah, very nice. 2 million like count. Forbidden Planet's absolutely elite shop. The London one is the promised land. It is, but it's sort of gone downhill a bit recently, I think. I mean, still the London one, and I've been to the Newcastle one as well. Both of which have a bottom floor as well, like a basement level. They're both ForbiddenPlanet.coms. So they have like a bottom level which has got comics and books and stuff on, which it is good, because obviously like not every Forbidden Planet has that. But yeah, I don't know. I think they have gone downhill. I mean, they're still good to visit, and you know, if you're walking past or you're visiting or whatever, and there's a Forbidden Planet, you might as well go and pop your head around the corner and see what they've got. But sadly, it's not always very much. But I did get a nice Ace badge, like a badge of Ace's, like the badge that she wears or whatever it is, the like the sewn-on badge thing that she has on her jacket. I got a very nice badge of that from Forbidden Planet in Liverpool, so I'm not going to complain. Let's go to the Royal Albert Dock and find the place where Dan joins the TARDIS, and then after that we will be leaving Liverpool behind us and going elsewhere at long last. So this is the dock here, yeah, with your 4 sides to it. It's quite a iconic, quite a unique sort of structure with all these buildings, and the museum over here as well, very close by. So it is, I believe, just about here where in fact, yeah, there we go. Street view. It's just here, isn't it, where the TARDIS lands at the end of The Vanquishers. Obviously, you know, we knew about this from filming months in advance. I think a lot of people sort of rightfully thought, that it would be appearing sort of earlier in the series, because usually a companion joining the TARDIS scene happens earlier in the series than it has done in this case. But there we go. So, the TARDIS lands here. He walks up to it from over here after being in the museum with Di. And then, you have all this lovely landscape behind him. And all these buildings look very nice lit up at night. There we go. That is Liverpool. Worth a visit if you haven't been. It's sort of within your means to go, I would say. I do like Liverpool from when I've been there in the past. And it has quite a distinctive sort of, skyline with all these nice buildings on the horizon or whatever. But there we go in terms of Liverpool stuff. There we go. So, where else are we going to go? Where else are we going to go? We've been going for about 30, 40 minutes now. Hello to anyone still watching. Hi to anyone new. Please leave a like if you're enjoying this. We had a suggestion for the Sarah Jane Adventures house, which is certainly something that I can... happy to oblige there. But anywhere else from Doctor Who in terms of filming locations, past or present, classic Who, new Who, just whatever you feel like really, we'll go there. So let's have a look. So it's in Penarth, I think that's how you say it, Penarth, which is sort of very close to Cardiff. So let's just go there generally first. I mean, now that we're sort of moving into Wales and into Cardiff, it is the sort of thing where, you're going to bump into a Doctor Who location everywhere you look, basically. It's like already, from general knowledge, I can already think of various other places in Penarth that they have used. For example, right here, this pier is, I believe, the pier they use in the Sarah Jane Adventures episode, Whatever Happened to Sarah Jane Smith, I think it's called, isn't it? The one where Sarah Jane sort of very nearly falls off the pier at some point. I'm not quite sure where it's meant to be. Is it right at the end or somewhere along the line? I don't know. And falls to her death very nearly, and time goes all wonky. The child Sarah Jane, that is. So that's just one example of a location. I mean, as well, I think it'd be quite fun actually to just look around and see if there is anything else we recognise around here. I mean, sort of moving round the sort of cliff face here, you eventually come up to this road over here, which I haven't been to in person, but I've sort of seen on maps and stuff, which is sort of part of the Cardiff Bay docks and sort of joins onto it. These whatever they hire, like gates or whatever, these big structures. These are three of them here, and this stretch of road that was used in the Torchwood story Adrift. The boy Jonah who goes missing, that's why he goes missing. And if you follow this road round, which we'll just do very briefly and then come back to it. By the way, as well, I think somewhere along here is where they filmed the maybe it's right here, I think, or somewhere along here where they filmed the exterior of Kablam. When the TARDIS lands, that's somewhere. Oops, hang on. No, that was not what I wanted to do. We're back in the Matrix. Help. Damn it. Hold on. There we go. Reset. That's somewhere along this stretch as well. And if you follow this road, I'm not actually sure it's a public road. It might just be a private road. A lot of the roads down here are private, I think, because they're part of the docks and construction sites and things. If you follow it around, you come to Cardiff Bay itself, where you then have, I mean, so much has been shot down here. The Doctor Who experience obviously is there, still on the map, God bless it, even though it doesn't exist anymore in person. You have these sort of warehouses here, which is where the start of Love and Monsters was shot with Elton, and Penarth is there in the background, you see, so it's all very close by. kind of a bit further up the road, and you have somewhere along here. Here we go, Roath Lock, the current studios for Doctor Who. And then, you know, if we were to go over there, which we'll perhaps do later on, you then have the Millennium Centre and all that sort of stuff, and all the Torchwood bits and pieces. There is one interesting bit around here, which I found on Google Maps just by looking around, in Google Earth, sorry. This structure here, does anyone know? And in fact, you might know if you've watched my Everything You Missed videos for Flux. But does anybody know what they filmed here from Flux? Sort of with all these storage crates and this big, like, whatever it is. I'm not quite sure what it is, like a crane or something, isn't it? Oops, we've gone on too close again. But yeah, if anybody knows, drop it in the or remembers even from my video that I did, drop into the chat what that is, what that's from. But anyway, we are in Penarth, weren't we? I don't want to lose track of that, so let's go back to Penarth. Just while it's in my memory as well, I believe this church on the hill, which you can see up here, that is the church that Wilf goes to at the start of the End of Time Part 1. And it's one of these stained glass windows, which is meant to be like the window that the TARDIS is in. I believe that's the church. I haven't been there myself, but I've been reliably informed that that's the one. I'm quite to have a walk around Penarth, actually, just if I ever had the chance, because, you know, like Cardiff itself, it is one of those places where there really is stuff everywhere you look. For example, and I'm going to try and find this without resorting to like actually putting the address in or anything. Yes, we've got some correct guesses in the chat. It is the Sontarans. It's War of the Sontarans, what they filmed there. The bits basically that was doubling as Liverpool docks. It was that stuff where Dan's there, sort of with his pan and all that sort of stuff. That is it. So yeah, we will be going, for those asking, we will be going to Sarah Jane's house in just a minute or two. But first, I did want to just go, or try and find the street where the Doctor gets exterminated in the Stolen Earth, and where he meets Rose again as well, obviously. That is somewhere around here. I can't quite remember where. In fact, I believe the same place is the one. Mild spoilers for the Centenary special here, but the box with a certain character's name on it, that was, you know, the photos that were going around of a prop box with a certain character's name on it. I won't say the name just in case anyone doesn't want to get spoiled. But I think it's pretty out there now. I think, and obvious what I'm talking about, but. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that stuff was filmed at the same, or nearby, near the same location. In fact, is this it here? Like, I think it's a Methodist church that was like disused and converted into like just a standard building. Is this it? I don't know. Hard to tell. But anyway, it's one of these roads where David Tennant got shot. It's somewhere around here. Or is it this one here? Oh, no, I think it might be this one actually. Yes, it's this one. This is the road here. Let's go down Street View. I'm fairly certain this was taken back in 2015. This image. I think it might be that. It's a church that was disused. But then sort of converts into something else. I think that's the one. And this church, it was visible in the footage, in the episode in the Stolen Earth, sort of from the street. It's like on the street or near the street where he gets shot. I don't know if this is it or not. I think it might be. Anyway, I'm not going to go on about it too much, but. Basically, there's a building like that, if that's not the exact building. I have a feeling it might be this road. the road where the 10th Doctor gets shot in The Stolen Earth, because that building is visible in the background, or a building like that. And then I believe also, like I say, that is the building. I believe they used the interior this time for filming for the centenary, and it was in front of that building. In fact, let's just test this out now. If I just if I switch my view, is that going to work? Oh no, I've lost my Googling page. No, never mind. Okay. We'll scrap that. I'll have a look on my own Google, but I'm pretty sure. Doctor Who filming centenary. I'm pretty sure that's the one. With the prop box, I think it was. Do you know? I can't actually find it. Okay, well, we'll leave that for now. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that's it. But let's go to the home of Sarah Jane. And again, I'm gonna try and I do know the address of this one. I have been there. In fact, I've been inside it as well, which is a bit of a claim to fame. I've been inside Sarah Jane's house, and it is on Clifton Road, I believe it's called. So let's try and spot it from above, because I think it should be fairly obvious, because it's quite a distinctive road, isn't it? With all those sort of red brick houses on it. Now, is it somewhere down here? I think we're close, aren't we? Are we close? Is it around here somewhere? I think we're very close. It's somewhere around here, isn't it? Somewhere around here. Okay, I'll go back on that. I'll put in the actual address. Just because I don't want to waste any more time. Someone did drop it in the chat. I know it's Clifton Road. Corners Clifton Road. Yeah, number 21. 21 Clifton Road, Penarth. Oh, it's over here. Okay. Yes, there we go. Sarah Jane's house, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic location. It's a weird one to visit, actually, because there were sort of two aspects to it when I visited this, and I visited it back in 2016, I think. So on the one hand, it was really cool to see it up close, and being on the street with all that architecture and stuff and all these buildings, it did feel like you were in the show and all, etc., etc., and it was very recognisable. But on the other hand, like, I don't know. In fact, let's go on the street view now, yeah. I think because they only show it from certain angles on the show, they only show certain parts of this area, it did feel a bit different. Of course, it would do. To seeing it on the show, because it's always different when you visit a location in real life. Like the house itself is actually surprisingly, or looks surprisingly small compared to how it looked on the show. Like it's not a small house, but just the whole bit here, it all seemed a bit smaller in the flesh. Or a bit, yeah, I don't know. A bit more compact, maybe you would say, and then obviously Maria's or Laslie Rani's house opposite there. I know that was something they considered when they were looking for the locations for these two homes. These two houses, they very much took into consideration the fact that it was like a very fancy looking house on one side for Sarah Jane, and then a much more ordinary house opposite for Maria and then for Rani. Because they wanted to have that contrast of the two, those two worlds, if you like. And yeah, they've had some extension work done, I think, since in the garden, so it looks a bit different. But yeah, that's Sarah Jane's house. Sarah Jane's house there. Fantastic. Let's just read the chat for one moment. Yeah, I've got some chat about the Santarans and Liverpool and stuff. Abhorrent Gobbo, could you check out the house with the staircase used in Rise of the Cybermen and Angels Take Manhattan? Which house is that? Give me a bit more to go on, and then I'll hopefully be able to remember and recognise what you're talking about there, because racking my brains, but I can't quite think which one you mean there. Which one you're talking about? Colour and artwork. Hello. Anyone that's watching, anyone that's new here, please leave a like if you're enjoying. And yeah, we are travelling around the UK to various Doctor Who filming locations, and we're currently at Sarah Jane's house. And in terms of where we're going to go next, I think next, actually, we've done the Liverpool stuff. Let's go to Sheffield. Which obviously featured in Series 11. It's sort of featured in Series 12 as well, but not really. Like they reused some footage and some sort of stock footage or whatever that they might have taken when they were there in Sheffield for Series 11, or it might just be stock footage. I'm not entirely sure. But like in episodes like Can You Hear Me? In fact, they reused a similar shot in Once Upon a Time, just like standard shots of the city sort of at night. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was their own footage or stock footage. But this is Sheffield. In fact, actually, straight off the bat, that's the stadium, I think, isn't it, that they used? They filmed like above, but they actually used the stadium itself. But they sort of filmed around here, some drone footage or whatever of the van that transports Tim Shaw's spaceship around and about in Normandy fell to Earth. But the more distinctive stuff, if I can find it, here we go. Yes, here we go. The more distinctive stuff, and all very accessible from the railway station in Sheffield, as I found when I went there for the first time a few years ago, and then I've done it a couple of times since. Yeah, if you're getting a train to or from Sheffield, or you've got some change time or whatever, it's very, very easy to go to the locations they use in the show. So right off the bat, up here we have, and it is this one here with the sort of attic window. In fact, there we go, Street View. It knew what I wanted, it provided. And hang on, which one is it? I think, it's this one here. It's not the one with the scaffolding on, it's the other one. I think. Yeah, it's this one, isn't it? That's the one where Graham and Grace and Ryan live. So they filmed some stuff sort of outside. Well, they had the bit, didn't they, sort of here with the four of them at the end of the episode, Graham, Ryan, Yaz and the Doctor, discussing stuff after Grace's funeral. They also filmed some stuff sort of on this street here, South Street, with like the police car at night, like the bit where the Doctor goes, "This new nose is so unreliable" or something, and she faints. That's where this bit was shot, and with the skyline sort of visible as well. It is a nice skyline there. So I got a photo of it on a sort of nice frosty morning or something. It's a cool location, this. I remember reading it at the time. I think Sharon D. Clarke, who played Grace, said that she liked the house because, it had a nice view of Sheffield, not Liverpool, Sheffield, and sort of overlooked the city. And yeah, you can see why they chose it for that reason. The house there, and then the city down there. And then this bit here is the train station. So very, very easy to to access from the train station. It's on a different level, so basically it is a bit higher up. So like if you're at the station, you're down on this level down here, and then you have to go quite a few steps, as you'll be able to see here, to then be able to access. We've gone too close again. What's going on here? Ground level view. Well, yeah, you can sort of see. There we go. Right up in the distance there. That's the house. So you have to go up all these steps from the station to get to it. But it's worth it. It's worth it. And then once you're there, you can then, if we just hold on, if we get to the right bit again, if we can get up to that road, yeah, there we go. If you're up on this road, you can then follow the road down this way here. We just go onto ground level. There we go. Follow the road down and walk down here. Oh look, what's this? Right at the end, we have where it's just here, isn't it? If we just turn round, I'll hold it. What's going on here? There we go. We have Yaz's house, or home rather. You know, Park Hill Flats. It doesn't all belong to her, but yeah, her flat, family's flat, is in this complex. And here we go, street view, just when I needed it. So yeah, that's the bit where the TARDIS lands. Can we get a bit closer? I think we can. Yeah, the TARDIS lands right here in front of these two trees, with Park Hill behind it. The nice bit of Park Hill, because it is still being sort of renovated. This is a bit that's been finished. There are bits of it behind which aren't quite as nice yet, but I'm hoping they, well, I guess everyone's sort of hoping they will be once they're finished. And then if we continue, is it going to let us do street view down here? Is it going to let us? I think it will. Wait, can we go onto the... No, we can't go onto the tram line. But you'll be able to see, well, first of all, yeah, the tram line here goes right in front of Park Hill and sort of joins onto the train station as well. So that's where the footage of the tram comes from in Arachnids in the UK, when they sort of have that really cool transition and not street view. Yeah, they have that really cool transition of the tram, and it sort of zooms across the screen, and then you're at Park Hill. That's where that comes from. And then just down here, we have the tram bridge that the Doctor and co walk across with Park Hill in the background, like this. They walk across here with Jade. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want to go underneath the bridge. Google Earth. Well, yeah, you can sort of get the effect there of Park in the background. Let me just zoom out of it. There we go. Yes, they walk across this bridge basically when they're heading to Jade's laboratory, and talking about spiders and stuff. And now, is there anywhere else? There is. What's it called? I think it's called. Is it Hunter House Road or something? Yeah, Hunter House Road. Which is. Oh, hold on, is this the right place? Yeah, is it? Yeah, I think it is. This bit here. This bit, I believe this is actually, yeah, this is the right place, isn't it? So, this road, somewhere up here at the top of this road, Hunter House Road, is where Yaz sorts out the parking dispute with the city in view, sort of down there. That church spire and bits and pieces of various landmarks on the horizon. That's where that happens. A little further way out of the city centre. I haven't been to that one myself, just because it is a bit further out in terms of walking. And then, yeah, if you then follow it around somewhere over here, you'd get back to the station, wouldn't you? If I can just get my bearings. Where are we? There's the stadium again. Oh, yeah, I see. There we go. Park Hill and the station over here. In fact, as well, we might as well do this now that we're here. I believe this is the right one. Yeah, B&Q here. I remember reading when all this filming was taking place back in November of 2017. This is where they had the filming base for all that stuff up near the station at Graham's house. Yeah, they had a filming base and stored all the filming crew in the B&Q car park, and then presumably they just went from there. So they're up the road, dum-be-dum-be-dum, up here, and then, yeah, basically up there, and you're there at the house. Yeah, I remember reading some wild stuff about the filming that was taking place there. I think someone who lived in one of these neighbouring houses put out a tweet, I think, saying, "Oh yeah, there's some filming going on for Doctor Who in the house next door, but I don't like Doctor Who." So, yeah. I think, like I said, like I like Bradley Walsh, but I don't like Doctor Who. So Bradley Walsh is here, but that's all I'm interested in as far as that goes. Yeah, it was a wild time, and there were some like photos. I think some people said you couldn't get too close to it, from what I remember, but I think someone had taken a photo from like the bottom of these steps, looking up to it, just of the house, basically looking up. I think someone managed to get some video footage as well of the scene of the one where Jodie faints. Someone managed to get some footage of that when it was being filmed somehow. But yeah, they must have cordoned off quite a lot of this. Like, I would say a lot of the park round here, because it's right next to the station, you know, so anyone could sort of just wander up and find themselves in Doctor Who, basically, in Doctor Who filming. As an extra or something. But yeah, they must have cordoned off the road here and the pathways and stuff. You know, particularly for the scene where they're talking about Grace's death. And, you know, the Doctor's talking about her family and stuff, because that's quite a spoilery scene that they filmed there. I believe at... Was it sunrise or sunset? I know in the episode it's meant to be sunset, but I suppose they could have filmed it at sunrise, they were doing a night shoot. So there we go. That is all the Sheffield stuff. Let me just take a brief look at the chat to see what's going on. Hello to anyone who has joined recently. Hello, Ollie Linklater. Sam Anson. I love the metal water feature outside of Sheffield Station. Gives off a Torchwood-esque feel. Yeah, certainly does. Lil Squeak, is that how you say your name? Hello. Andrew Lethwaite. Hello. Luthwaite, sorry, even, I think. Hello. Andrew remembers getting back home to Park Hill from university in Leeds and seeing the filming at Graham's house. Oh, crikey. Please do share about that. That sounds very interesting. We were on the green opposite the house watching all day. Oh, fantastic. Lucky you. So was that for the night shoot or sort of beforehand or what? Which bits did you see? Did you see the bit of the Doctor giving her speech and, you know, after Grace's funeral? Because I imagine that would be quite a spoilery thing they want to keep under wraps. But I guess if you were sort of down here, you probably wouldn't have heard the dialogue. I mean, it's probably overdubbed anyways, to be honest, because it is quite a sort of noisy place here with trains going past and stuff. We have got some people wanting to go to Ledworth. And Randall Wilson, I've spotted you as well in the chat. Hello. Abhorrent Gobbo wants me to go to the Tyler House. Oh, I see. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. This is a house that's been used a few times in Doctor Who, and also in other stuff as well, like Sherlock. I don't know if it's been used anything else. We are now out of Sheffield. We are now travelling to Cardiff. Back again. So... yeah, just for context then, so this is where we are, nearby Cardiff. And yeah, this house, so it's the village called St. Nicholas. Right. Where's the house, though? Where is the house? Let me just do a bit of Googling about that. The one you're talking about is the house where, as you say, the Tylers live in that story. And the Cyberman battle takes place and all that sort of stuff. Okay, it's got a funny Cardiff Walesy name, which I won't try and pronounce, but there we go. Okay, it's just over here somewhere, is it? Right, yeah. Okay. That's the other thing I saw filmed here recently. The Pact, Pete McTighe's little drama that went out recently when filmed in Wales. They used this for like a sort of party scene. Someone was hosting a party, I think, and it was filmed here. Are we on Street View? Can we do Street View? No, we can't do Street View because I mean it is a private property, to be fair. But yeah, that's as close as we can get to that one, I think. A nice little plot there with a swimming pool and various bits and pieces. Yeah, and been used a few times over the years in various episodes, like Rise of the Cybermen and The Angels Take Manhattan. Yeah, for Angels, they used the staircase inside, didn't they? In fact, I believe that same staircase was used most recently in The Haunting of Villa Diodati, I think. There we go. Let me just take a look at the chats. Oh, interesting. So Andrew saw the day shoot and the night shoot when they were filming at Graham's house. And the scene, he saw a scene that he's pretty sure was not included. Interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Food for thought there. So some people want to go to Ledworth. Yeah, please do keep throwing in your suggestions. I mean, we've been going for an hour and a bit now. I'll probably wind this up at about 10:30. But if there is anywhere else that anyone would like to go to, virtually of course, I can't take you there in person. But yeah, do let me know. So Llandaff, I think that's how you say it, Llandaff, with a bit of sort of ha to the double L's. This is where, first and foremost actually, it's where I believe Terry Nation, the creator of the Daleks and writer of a lot of Dalek stories, including the first one, where he was born and grew up, I believe. Bit of trivia for you there. And it sort of borders onto, it's like a sort of suburb of Cardiff, I suppose. So Cardiff is like down here, and then you move out of Cardiff and you're in Llandaff. So most famously, Doctor Who fans will know Llandaff as Ledworth from Series 5. I will try and find this without putting the actual address in. I know it's very close to the cathedral. So I'm just looking for a spire. There we go. Yeah, there's the spire of the cathedral. So the cathedral itself was used in Vincent and the Doctor, actually, as the church at Auvers, I believe is how you say it. Yeah, the church that Vincent is painting. I don't know, the Matrix. Yeah, basically somewhere down here. Pardon. They shot that bit. They also shot sort of somewhere up here. I believe, like in this little gate to the church, this little this feature here. That is where they shot a bit with John Smith and Joan Redfern in Family of Blood. The little flashback bit where they get married is right outside the cathedral here. But most recognisably, if we can get out of the Matrix, there we go. Most recognisably, the square over here was used as Ledworth. Another location that I have been to. Another location which is sort of, from some angles, it's quite uncanny seeing it in the flesh. From some angles as well. Here we go, Street View. So before we go any further, one of the houses here, I believe, is the one where, is it like where Mrs. Angelo and Jeff live? I think. And there's that shot of Matt Smith in the trailer where he sort of comes out of the house, up through the gate and the pathway and stuff, and comes back into the village. And yeah, this is the green rather. It's not a square. It's the green. Sorry, I should say the green. Where all the Ledworth stuff was shot basically. Lots fewer cars in the broadcast, version of this, of course. In fact, that's something I remember from visiting there actually. That it seemed a lot busier. They must have got rid of a lot of the cars to make it look more like quaint and idyllic and villagey. But yeah, that's why they filmed all that stuff. So yeah, from some angles it looked very similar. From some angles it did look a bit weird. Like obviously, I think they do show the spire of Llandaff Cathedral in the background for some of the shots, like with the Atraxian stuff in the sky. But mostly they sort of keep it hidden. Because, when you're there in person, it does sort of dominate quite a lot of the skyline there. Sort of looming over the green. So there we go. What is going on in the chat? Hello. LL Squeak has subscribed. Thank you very much. That's brilliant. Yeah, please do subscribe if you're watching this and you're not already subscribed. Yeah, great to have you. We have been to the Doctor Experience Holiday. Yes, we've been there already in the stream. Solibray, where's the duck pond? Yeah, there isn't a duck pond in person. They put that in specially, like a fake duck pond. Because I believe it was going to be a bigger story point, a plot point than it ended up being. I think they were going to go with a massive thing. I know it was sort of there, like what was it? It was like they couldn't. There was a duck pond with no ducks or something, wasn't it? Something weird like that. Yeah, I believe in early drafts that it played a bit of a bigger part in the series as a whole. Not the series as a whole, but you know what I mean. Like it was more of a thing in the 11th hour, and then that got reduced, which explains why they went to the trouble of putting it there. Because yeah, it's weird why you would put a duck pond there when a duck pond doesn't exist. We have got a few more suggestions though. Oh yeah, Iolo, the War Memorial in Llandaff, which is on the screen at the moment, just in the bottom corner here. Yeah, was used in Family of Blood. Yep, you're right. So, some suggestions. Bad Wolf Bay. Yeah, we can do that one. In fact, God, you could go along the coastline of Wales forever. There's so many different parts of that coastline they've used, but we'll play it by ear and maybe go to some of that. Sam Anson, where did they film St Luke's University for Series 10? That was at Cardiff University. We could go there. James Top Boy, have you done the museum from Mona Lisa's Revenge? We haven't, but we could do that along with Cardiff University because they're very close together. Lavish Isles, talking about the Dalek specials, which featured but were not filmed in yet. GCHQ in Cheltenham, Bristol with the suspension bridge, yeah, and the warehouse. Oh, and Gloucester as well, yeah, from Fugitive of the Jadoon. That'd be a cool one to do. And that chimes. Apparently, the duck pond does get referred to again in Flesh and Stone. My apologies. I mean, yeah, I know it gets like brought up again once or twice, but I think it was going to play an even bigger role than it ended up doing. So, Bad Wolf Bay, Cardiff University Museum, Gloucester maybe as well. Oh no, there is some Bristol stuff, yeah, that I've sort of got up my sleeve as well. That's 4 things to get through, so maybe let's try and do that. If you are watching and enjoying, please do leave a like, please do subscribe, please super chat if that floats your boat. Right, let's do the university stuff first then. I mean, there's a lot around this area. It gets very complicated. I mean, I used to have a map, like a layer an extra layer map on here from the Doctor Who Locations Guide website, which had a little Doctor Who logo in every single location they'd used in the show up to a certain point. And literally, you'd go to Cardiff and there'd be one everywhere you look. Like, there'd be 500 in every direction. Absolutely mad. So, I mean, already here, eagle-eyed viewers will notice a few things. So, this is the museum. I believe, what's it called? Is it called Museum of Wales or something like that? Where they've used it for so many things. Lazarus experiments, the exterior of the Las Labs building. They used it as the museum. The interior they used in Dalek in Series 1. They've used the interior in Mona Lisa's Revenge, as someone said. Vincent and the Doctor is the museum there. The stairwell. So many others. Day of the Doctor as well, for one of the galleries. In the Forest of the Night for the exterior, with the trees. And the interior as well, actually, of course. This bit over here, this little bit, I'm pretty sure... Well, first of all, that they filmed a bit around here somewhere. Yes, it is right. It is the bit, isn't it? They filmed a bit. I think it was for Oxygen, with the 12th Doctor and Nadol, where you can see this in view in the background. But also, this building here, I believe, is actually the Reardon Smith Lecture Theatre, which is part of the museum and part of the university, I think, as well, because a lot of these buildings are also to do with the University of Cardiff. This is the lecture theatre here, this little semicircular bit, where the 12th Doctor gives all his lectures in Series 10. This very building here. I mean, if you come around the back of it as well. Oh, no, that's the museum, isn't it? I'm thinking of the university. But the university is right up here. This big building. So they used some parts of the back of the university, I believe, in the pilot when Bill is looking for the vault, the Doctor and Nardol's secret lair. They used some part of it around him, not entirely sure which bit. The more recognisable part of the university is, of course, the front of it here. This is St. Luke's University from Series 10. They've also used it for some other things. Like one that I noticed very recently, that I hadn't noticed before. They use it very briefly, just an exterior shot for the Great Intelligence Institute in the Snowmen. There's a shot of it there. The entrance here... Oh, hey, Street View. Yeah, great. This is where they filmed the last shot of Sherlock. The shot where Sherlock and John the very final shot of the show, Series 4, where they're like sort of running out and it's all like slow motion. That was filmed here. And also, of course, here was where the bit with the 12th Doctor and Bill was filmed in La La Land, where they had the big thing erected here, the sort of monument to the monks which had been destroyed, and they sort of discuss it here. And there's the girl with the bad hair. Yeah, and then the 12th Doctor's office is sort of implied to be somewhere up here because he sort of sees, I think he sees Bill out of his window or something down here on the green. It's very fun stuff indeed. And then if we just turn around a bit, this bit down here is where Bill and Heather talk. Street view, there we go. Yeah, I believe that the steps down here, if we just zoom out a bit, like the steps down here on my right, and the walkway, this is where they sort of have their conversation, and you have this somewhere, let's go back out of Street View a minute, you have this building visible, yeah, this tall building here, this one, the tallest one, there on the skyline, is also visible in some of those shots, and that building, like sort of somewhere in the yard here, I think it might be like down here, is where the puddle is in the pilot. Because you have that building, this very tall building over here is visible behind it in the back of the shots. Because they have quite a few low shots on looking up at the Doctor and Bill, and when they're looking down at the puddle, like from its perspective, and that building is visible in the background. Let's just take a look at the chats because I haven't looked at you for a while. Oh yeah, just while we're here very quickly as well, I mean, there's loads of stuff around it, absolutely loads. This sort of, this is Cathay's Park, I believe it's called, this part here. And it's been used a couple of times. So I believe in Last of the Time Lords, first of all, when Martha gives Mrs. Doherty, I think she's called, a bunch of flowers. Then also in Dark Water, when Danny is on the phone to Clara, and he walks down here, and he walks down here, down here, down here, down here. Not into the Matrix. Down here, yeah. And then this is where he gets run over. And it's actually hilarious. Not that he gets run over, but it's hilarious because I've been here in person, and it's literally, in terms of places where you could get run over, it's one of the least busy roads I've ever been on. Because like, it's not even a proper road. It's like a, like an access road for people that work in these buildings. But yeah, somehow I'm meant to believe that on this one-way road here, he got run over and died. So that's that. Fun thoughts. What is going on in the chats? Yes, James Top Boy, the museum is also in Planet of the Dead. It's where Christina goes. You're very right about that. Sam Anson, didn't they sneak a reference to Basil Rathbone on that building in Shock? There was something about it. I think it was meant to be... I think it was chosen because it resembles, like... Is it Arthur Conan Doyle's birthplace or something? Or like a hospital? Or something like that. There is some significance to it. It's meant to be a certain building that is significant in the world of Sherlock and Conan Doyle. But I can't quite recall what that connection is. But it'll be on Google if you search up for that. Dalek Prime Productions. This is a good idea for a stream. Thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying. Yeah. Spam comments about Vor. Very fun. So, while we are here, I've got a couple that might, well, one or two that might blow your mind. So, note how all of this stuff is very close together. These buildings here are sort of all part of the university, part of the museum, part of the Welsh Government as well, government buildings and function buildings. So one of these on the right, and I think it's, hang on, which one is it? It's this one, isn't it? This one. This one here is the Temple of... Hang on. Nope. Temple of Peace. Let's go there down in, to ground level. This one. This is the Temple of Peace, which you might not recognise the exterior. I think it might have been used once, maybe in Let's Kill Hitler, for the exterior of the building. Because the interior of the building was also used. The sort of the restaurant where River goes in and with two guns and says, right, take off all your clothes, whatever. Yeah, it's a fascinating building. It's been used in so many stories. Just very quickly, End of the World, Platform 1, the interior of this is. Fires of Pompeii is the sort of, what do you call it? Like the, not the chapel, but the, where the priestesses and the Sibylline Sisterhood, what is it called? Like a, not shrine, whatever it's called. Anyway, that thing. Hungry Earth as the Council of the Silurians. Let's Kill Hitler in Series 6, yeah, as the restaurants. And I'm not sure if it's been used after that or not. But certainly in the early half of New Who, it's been used absolutely loads. Now, the interesting thing about here is if we just go over the road here, just go over the road, just opposite. Now, what's this over here? Again, I have talked about this on Twitter, I think. I have talked about it on Twitter, but for anyone that hasn't seen that, I don't know if that's blurred out because it's like a confidential, top secret thing. Oh, there we go. Who can tell me which two Chibnall era stories this building here, the Welsh Government building, specifically this corner of the Welsh Government building, has been used in? Which two Chibnall era stories has that been used in? Just give you a moment to. Oh, in fact, actually, we've got one of them already in the chat. Lavish Isles, MDZ. Yes, MDZ research is one of them. So in Resolution, when Lynn is possessed by the Dalek, and she drives into the MDZ research building where the Dalek parts are stored, that is this entrance here, this driveway. But there is one other Chibnall era story that this corner here, this bit here, has been used in. And I will just give the chat a moment or two just to see if they can work out. Quite a recent story, quite a significant location as well. That this doubled as. If we can wade our way through the trees. Hang on, we're back in the Matrix again. Yeah, this corner down here, you can't really see it very well, unfortunately, because of the trees. This corner, you might recognise the architecture, the pillars and the windows and stuff. Lavish Isles, yes, correct. Resolution and the Vanquishers. So, end of the Vanquishers, when the Doctor has her reckoning with time, that is here. With obviously a lot of set dressing like over the road to make it look like sand or whatever, presumably. I'm assuming they did that. I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming they did. I think they also added some set dressing. There's a ramp or something, which I'm assuming was part of the. Let's bring this up. I will just have to modify my setup just slightly because I've lost my Google window. But I will bring it back, and we will take a look at it. Just one moment. But yeah, basically, that is. Oh no, hang on, that's not the right thing. Not that window. Hold on. Not that window either. No. Just bear with me 1 second. This window. If we can make this work. There we go. Yes, finally. There we go. If we pull up the Vanquishers, Doctor Who, Atropos. Yeah, so this oh, you can't see me now. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, this bit. There's a good shot of it there. This is it here. This is it. Yes, there's like a ramp bit here, which I can only assume was like an existing piece of the building, piece of the set, which they couldn't get rid of. So they had to sort of disguise it as part of the set, if you get what I mean. But yeah, obviously there was a lot of stuff going on. So if we go back to the actual location, a lot of like green screen work to sort of mask out various parts of the landscape, and also to make it look much longer and sort of, I don't know, just endless and different and spacey. But yeah, that's where that bit was filmed, which blew my mind a bit when I saw that. Because I remember it being filmed and being talked about, and a couple of photos leaking. In fact, that's the very first time we saw, Storm Azure on set in those set photos. It was like Doctor Who filming, Series 13, Welsh Government. Is it going to come up? Yeah, it's here. There's a photo of it that leaked. Oh, no, hang on. No. There, here we go. These photos here, this was when they were filming it. So I managed to sneak a photo of Storm on Azure. It was the very first thing we saw of them. There was speculation as well at the time that this guy in red, not the guy with the stick, but the other guy here, that he was like a secret guest character that were keeping under wraps. But no, it was clearly just a stand-in for the other Jodie or the other Swarm or whatever Time was disguising itself at that particular point. So there we go. You learn something new every day. Atropos, yeah. That's it. Musical. Sorry if I've mispronounced your name there. Hi all. Just got here. What locations did I miss? Quite a few. But we are currently at Atropos from The Vanquishers. Yeah, it wasn't used in Once Upon a Time, but it was just in The Vanquishers. So where the Doctor has a reckoning with time. And this is the... Oh, hang on. Nope. It's gone on Matrixy again. This is the Welsh Government building. Or it will be once I've... Oh no, we're back in the Matrix. Ah! Help. Let's just reset things. There we go. Right. Yeah. And also MDZ research from Resolution. It is 10:33. Okay. I did say we were going to go to a couple more places, so I want to see that through. Cut-off point for this is going to be 11. Absolute cut-off point. But we will get to as many places as possible that people have suggested before then. James Top Boy, I believe that ramp leads to a fire door. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably something like that they couldn't get round. Always fascinating though when you think about things like that, you know, where they had an existing building and they had to dress it up. They had to dress up certain things, you know, to disguise them as part of the set, to work them into part of the set. Very, very interesting indeed. So, what else was on the list? We had this stuff and 3 others. There was Mad Wolf Bay, I think. There was... I can't remember what else there was. Oh, Gloucester and Bristol. That's right. Bad Wolf Bay, Gloucester and Bristol. Let's do Bristol first of all, because I've got some stuff actually saved on this map already. As you can see here, some pins. These are the 3 locations from the Chibnall era that have been used in Bristol. There's various other bits and pieces in Bristol as well that have been used in like Matt Smith episodes and Capaldi as well, and Smith and whatever, and Tennant. But these are the Chibnall era ones. So. First of all, we have from hot off the press from one of the most recent episodes, Eve of the Daleks, the warehouse doubled as the elf storage unit. Now, I'm not entirely sure which one of these it is, because there are 3 buildings that look very similar. I think I read that it was this one here, but it might not be. I don't know. Maybe it was this one, because I know they had like a shot, didn't they, where they sort of superimposed in like a separate little building on the side of it, like in that one shot they showed of it. So I'm not sure whether that might have had to be this one, because the ones here just joins the road. I mean, I guess it could have been this one here, and they superimposed the warehouse on there, the mini warehouse. That is a little mini one, yeah. But that's that. Then if we rotate round and come over here, fairly nearby actually, Clifton Suspension Bridge, which was used in the previous New Year's Day special,
revolution of the Daleks, where obviously to begin with the Doctor sort of lands, I believe, on this support bit. The TARDIS lands up there with the Doctor, and Robertson comes out as well and sort of descends down here to meet the Daleks. There's a railway line down there as well. It's quite interesting. It'd be a cool way to travel. Yeah, so this is where that battle happened between the two factions, between the defense drones and the other Daleks, the Death Squad. And yeah, you can actually see from the bridge, you can see the warehouse down there from the Daleks. I think I have been over the Clifton Suspension Bridge once or twice in my life. But before it was filmed on, so I don't remember anything about it, or I wasn't paying particular attention. But I believe I have travelled on it. So I believe, oh, hang on. No, we're back in the Matrix. Yeah, I believe there is, or at least there was. I'm not sure if it still is there, but there was at one point a fee to go across the Clifton Suspension Bridge, a toll to go across it. I believe as well it is one way. I think you can only go across one way. I'm not quite sure which way. But I'm fairly certain you can only go across it one way. Or at least one way at a time. I'm not sure. If anyone knows in the chat more about this than I do, then let me know, because I'm rambling now. Yeah. So, that's that. And then, keeping in Clifton, a suburb of Bristol, that is. Somewhere, where's it gone? Over here, yeah. Clifton Cathedral. Which Whittaker episode was this used in? If anyone knows, do put it in the chat. It wasn't the exterior. It was just the interior. It's got a very funky interior, a bit like the Liverpool Metropolitan Cathedral. Very funky modern architecture in there. Not a place that I've visited, but I'm quite keen to go there, to be honest, because it's a cool location. But yeah, whose spaceship did that double up as? Whose spaceship in the Whittaker era? Just give people a minute or two to pop their guesses in the chat. Lavish Isles, yes, Movie Making Media as well. Future of the Jadoon as Jack's ship, yeah. So this is when they sort of whisked John Barrowman off to this location, snuck him in the back door or something. In fact, yeah, I was on the street view of this the other day trying to work out how they would have done this. Like how they would have snuck him into the location. I mean, I suppose we would have like covered him with umbrellas and stuff anyway. But yeah, I was trying to work out which entrance he would have gone in. But anyway, that's something for you to do in your own time if that floats your boat. Yeah, they filmed his spaceship in there. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So that's Bristol. It's Bristol. One of the nearest cities to Cardiff, obviously. Another of the nearest cities, which they've used quite a bit, or relatively, compared to other ones, is Gloucester. And of course, speaking of Fugitive of the Jadoon, that is why we are here. So this is Gloucester. Let's try and find, without having to search it, the cathedral. It's somewhere around here. On the skyline. Somewhere around here. There it is. So, okay, rather interesting. It wasn't the first time this part of Gloucester had been used in the show. Not the first time. So, in fact, yeah, down here, the 3D image they've got, this is not... I don't think this is how it looks at the moment. Well, no, it can't be, can it? Of course. At one time it did like this because they were sort of renovating it, and then when they filmed Fugitive, it had all been done up. The sort of the entrance to the cathedral here, and the sort of the green, cathedral green. So obviously, first and foremost, the cathedral there was used exterior and interior in Fugitive of the Jadoon. The Jadoon sort of march down here, but also the Cathedral Green. And here we go, street view. Yeah, there's the cathedral and the pathways here, or the Jadoon come down. But yeah, that's weird. We're now moving between time zones, aren't we? We're now moving between time zones because this is back in 2016. Google tells me, before it was all done up. So yeah, it used to be like a car park by the looks of things. But yeah, it was like this when they filmed here before for Doctor Who. At the this bit here opposite the cathedral with these buildings, which I believe are like where the clergy live for the cathedral, the vicars and etc. These buildings featured in the next Doctor. Basically, in the episode where the funeral, like the coffin is going past, the hearse, and the horse and carriage and etc., and the funeral procession, that's up there before it was done up. That's interesting how we move between time zones. So back when we were over here, we were in the present day. If we can get back over here. Hang on. Back when we were over here somewhere. Yeah. Now suddenly we're in the... Oh no, that is still the past. This is 2009. This is 2009. So, yeah, all of this is actually inaccurate. None of this is how it looked in Fugitive of the Jadoon because it's not up to date. It's not up to date. And the 3D view isn't up to date either. But yeah, you can sort of see the path there under construction. That's where all that stuff was shot with the Jadoon. Now also, a stone's throw from the cathedral, just round this area. Well, first of all here, this bit here, is where the bit at the start of the next Doctor was filmed, where David Tennant sort of walks into a snowy market square, and then this bit here, this little alcove or sort of covered, yeah, there we go, walkway here, is where the TARDIS lands in that story. So it literally actually adjoins onto, yeah, this one here. You can't quite see because of the angle, but if you, first of all, that's where the TARDIS lands, and then if you walk through, that you come to, probably get there actually. Can we get into the? Get into here? Well, yes, sort of. This is where it joins on to wherever it is, and that's where the square was from the next Doctor. Fun fact as well, I went to Gloucester Cathedral, sort of, I don't know, back in 2017, I think it was. It's before it was filmed in for Fugitive of the Jadoon. But I was aware of the next Doctor locations, so I had a look at those bits and pieces. And also I went in the crypt of Gloucester Cathedral, which was used for the Sherlock episode, The Abominable Bride, the Victorian episode. So the denouement of that episode, where like everybody's underground and all the women, like the feminist group, are underground, and the bride's there, and Sherlock's making all his deductions. That was all filmed underneath Gloucester Cathedral. So there you go. That is Gloucester. Quick look at the chats. Yeah, it's a really nice cathedral. Yeah, I agree, Alex. So we have 21 viewers. Very nice. Yeah, make yourself known if you're still knocking about after an hour and 44 minutes. We will wind up very shortly. Very, very shortly indeed. But before we do, there is one last place people wanted to go to. It's Bad Wolf Bay. I am going to try and find this without actually looking for it, or without actually searching for it. Well, okay, I'll probably have to search for it eventually, but we can sort of, I think it's safe to assume that there's Cardiff, there's Penarth. We sort of come round the coastline down here. I mean, there's so many different beaches along here that Doctor Who has filmed at. So many. Is this it here? Is this the one? I'm trying to work it out. Because I know the... Oops. I know that... like for Ascension of the Cybermen, they filmed somewhere along here, like at a different point. In fact, actually, if I put on the place names, the place name labels, has that worked? Yeah, there we go. We're getting some pointers now. Oh, Fry's Point. Yeah, of course. Of course. Fry's Point and the house. Yeah, this is where... Well, this is Barry Island here, famous for Doctor Who and for Gavin and Stacey. This house, unfortunately, is not 3D, but this house is where Professor Jericho lived in Village of the Angels. Fun little fact for you there. Yeah, Fry's Point. But moving along this coastline, what else have we got? Oh yes, of course, the power station from Last of the Time Lords and the end of Mummy on the Orient Express. Yeah, that's that. But we're not at Bad Wolf Bay just yet. Not just yet. Just looking out for anything that might signify that we've reached it. I know what it's called. It's like called Dunraven, I think is how to say it. Dunraven Bay. Not that one, no. It's just turned into a video of me. Oh. The spinning wheel of death. Has it crashed? Yikes. Oops. Okay. This is not going to happen. Right. Okay. Let me just switch back to that screen for a moment and start it up again. And fingers crossed, when I go back, it'll be working. Yes, I think, thankfully, we are back. There we go. I'll type it in to save us the bother. Dunraven Bay. There we go. So we can't have been too far off, can we? Yes, this is Bad Wolf Bay down here. And not a location I've been to, but I'd very much like to. Obviously used as Bad Wolf Bay in Doomsday. Used as the spaceship in Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, the sort of beachy parts. Time of Angels, of course, as well. And the Sherlock episode, The Final Problem. This is where Moriarty lands on his helicopter or whatever, I think, isn't it? Yeah, there's so many different points along this coastline that you could look at from a Doctor Who perspective. So many. We will just draw the line there for the moment, but maybe another time I mean, yeah, for example, here, just not too far away, Nash Point. This is where they filmed all the stuff with the Cybermen for Ascension of the Cybermen. Where they superimposed the boundary. I think it must have just been about here. Yeah, they green screened in the boundary to Gallifrey. And of course, the Brandon bits would have also been filmed here, where he falls off the cliff. That would have been somewhere along here, somewhere or other. So yeah, fascinating actually. I mean, it would be fascinating to sort of have a little like a walker's holiday to the coast of Wales and go to all of these beaches, like go to a different one each day, and slowly walk along this coastline and visit all these beaches that have been used in Doctor Who. There we go. We're back to the what do we call it? The power station. I mean, if we go really far the other way, we get to where are we? Oh, I think we're near Swansea now. If we come right round to the very edge, very edge, depending what you want to call it. I think we're in the right place for this. Am I in the right place? Oh no, hang on. Have I come too far? Let's turn on the... there we go. Oh yeah, I don't think it's quite that far, is it? Or is it? Maybe it is. I know what I'm looking for is the... or is it this one? Oh yeah, it's this one. The Gower Peninsula. Peninsula, sorry. Yeah, this is where... in New Earth, somewhere along here, is where the TARDIS lands in New Earth. Somewhere there. Yeah, beach observation stream. Okay. Look, we've got 7 more minutes left of this, max. James Top Boy wants to go to a couple of bits. So let's just tick those off the list and then we'll call it a day. Please leave a like if you have been enjoying this video. And make yourself known in the chat as well. Very nice. I will read your name out and all that sort of stuff. One last bit for super chats as well. I don't know. I've never had a super chat before, but if anyone wants to do that, then that'd be nice. But no pressure, obviously. So yeah, Wells Cathedral. James wants to go to. In Somerset, that was used as the cathedral in the Lazarus Experiment, as you so say. It's not the exterior, but the interior. Doubled as... Is it Southwark Cathedral, I think is how you say that, isn't it? The one in London. It's the interior of Wells was used for that. A funny story, I was once in Wells a couple of years ago, in the cathedral. And I think I was in there. And then I left. And it was only that night when I was going to bed that I realised that Wells Cathedral had been in Doctor Who. You know, I spent a whole day there, or whatever, afternoon or whatever, evening, and totally missed the fact, forgotten the fact that it had been in Doctor Who. Yeah, just happened to be doing some Googling that night and found it. The one of the places you wanted to go to, wasn't it? It was the lighthouse from Fugitive of the Jadoon, Ruth's Lighthouse. So we will make that. Maybe the last one. I don't know. Let's see how we go. I mean, I know it's near Newport. I do know where it is. In fact, is this it? Right here. East Usk Lighthouse. Is that the one? No. Is it? Hold on. That's not it, is it? Is that it? No, that's not it, is it? It's more elaborate than that. I know it's somewhere in this area. I know as well it's a sort of a B&B or something as well that you can go and visit. You can actually go there. And the owners of it are fans of the show and have a TARDIS sort of in the lighthouse. Oh, West Dusk. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, so that's why I was confused. You got West Dusk Lighthouse there, East Dusk Lighthouse there. This is the one. So it is, as you can imagine, right on the shoreline. Sadly, no 3D building for this one, but yeah, that's where Joe Martin's Doctor was revealed. Yeah, kind of mad to think they were there, like on the shoreline, and sure, it would have been shut off. It's private property, no one would have seen. But even so, like, I don't know, if someone had been on the other side of this sort of this bay and got the binoculars out and looked over here on the day they were filming and saw Jo Martin in her outfit, I suppose you wouldn't have known it was the Doctor. You wouldn't have known it was the Doctor, but it's just mad to think. And that photo of the two of them there as well, that iconic photo of 13 and of the fugitive Doctor standing next to each other on this sort of coastline. Just mad to think that was shot in broad daylight, you know. I mean, yeah, okay, it's a private property, as I say, but even so, like, if someone over there had got the binoculars out, they could have sussed out what was going on. Bonkers. But fortunately they didn't, and fortunately it was a really nice surprise. Isn't Wells also Sanford in Hot Fuzz? Yes, that rings a bell. Yeah, pretty sure it is. Yeah. One last one, okay. Sam Anson has mentioned that we've only done UK locations for this. So maybe next time we could do some international ones. I'll leave you with one foreign location, if I can find it. I think it's on Tenerife. Yeah, we're going right out of the UK now. Right out. Oh no, hang on, that's not right, is it? No, is it here? Or maybe it is. I don't know. Oh yeah, maybe. I think it might be. I mean, first of all, the rocky terrain is the moon. No, hang on. No, it's not the moon. That's Lanzarote. Lanzarote is the moon. Okay, we'll do Lanzarote next time. But, and I will just double check this. Just double check the address. But what we're looking for here is, in fact, actually, yeah, I think the terrain of Tenerife was used as the exterior of Orphan 55, wasn't it? Yes, and then the Auditorio de Tenerife. Yep, it came up there. Search, take us there, Google, just down here somewhere. This sort of auditorium, this opera building, was, of course, ta-da, the main building on Orphan 55. In fact, that's mad to see that in context, like all the dock surrounding it and these other buildings and high-rise, you know, blocks of flats and things. And presumably over here as well, I think this is where Yaz meets Benny and Vilma. This sort of pool bit. But yeah, they must have been very selective in how much of this they showed, and with green screen and whatever, masking stuff out over here. Yeah, because certainly when you see this in the show, it does not look as busy as it does here. How close can we get to it? We can go there, I think. Oh no, we can't. Okay, never mind. Can we get a street view of this? Maybe from like the road? Maybe? Oh, we can. Okay. Crikey. In fact, yeah, this is weird, isn't it? It's weird to see this in proper context. In fact, it's obscured by trees at the moment. Don't know if we can sort of get a better view of it further down here, maybe. Yeah, there we go. I think that's as close as we can get in terms of the street view. But that is mad to think that that is situated where it is. And yeah, obviously, as the name suggests, it's like a popular tourist opera house in Tenerife in real life. So there you go, all from 55. Let's zoom right out again. Let's do a sort of start of rows where we're sort of back to the earth. There we go. So there we go. What a wonderful world. Yeah, next time we'll do more foreign and overseas stuff. But yeah. So that is it for today's stream. Thank you so much to everyone that's been watching this. Let me just take one final look at the chat. Please remember to like if you've enjoyed. Sorry, hopefully I don't get a computer biological virus in real life. Yeah. Oh gosh. So yeah. Thanks for joining me for 2 hours. That was good fun. I hope everyone's enjoyed it. There'll definitely be a sequel to this. Yeah, we'll go to some other places because it's literally endless the amount of places you go to. You could go to so many. I mean, in Cardiff alone, we barely scratched the surface there. Sorry. So yeah. But anyway, I've been rambling on now for 2 hours, so we'll call it a day there. Thanks a lot to everyone who's watched live. Anyone that's watching this back as well, well done for getting through 2 hours of this. And yeah, signing off now. So like, share, subscribe, and bye. Bye for now.